Your book, your story, your journey. Rightcoach.ie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Right Coach. And my name is Dee, and I have a client of Carl's, Rory. And Rory's going to tell us about his experience working with Carl and how it's working out for him. So, Rory, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you met Carl.
Okay. I suppose from Donegal, father, a husband, a creative person. I'm not sure how to describe myself very easily. I'm interested in a lot of things. I suppose design and music and fitness and diet and psychology, and the list goes on forever. People, cars, that's film, you know. I met Carol. God, we were down in. My wife would be into holistic things, and that would be her cup of tea. And we went to a fair in Sligo, and we met Carol there. It was in the Radisson, and he was actually talking to my wife, but I just happened to overhear him saying that he was a right coach, and I had been writing bits and pieces myself that weren't really going anywhere, doing anything, like little creative ideas and scripts. And just when I heard that, my ears perked up and I got talking with Carol. And
Yeah.
then he was explaining what he did. And that just evolved from there, I suppose.
And that's what, about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago?
I would say over a year and a half. I suppose it was the summer, maybe a year and a half,
Yeah,
over a year and a half.
brilliant.
Yeah.
How did the process happen? Like you got on a Zoom with Carl, I'm presuming, knowing a little bit about his process. You got on a Zoom, you had a conversation, and you brought your stuff to him to start looking at, was it?
Yeah. I think the very first meeting, like, because I was very curious about this, and before we properly engaged in the process, Carol did like an example consultation or a meeting, and we just went through what hypothetically how it would go. So
Mhm.
I had some stuff there, and we just worked our way through it,
Yeah,
and I was able to gauge from that how the process worked.
yeah.
So like it's just like live editing, and Carol basically putting his eyes on it and saying what he sees, like things that stand out, things
Mm.
relevant, irrelevant, need to elaborate here, not so much here. And just it's, and also without Microsoft Word, I would be lost. So it helps a lot. And
Yeah.
my concentration on the way I would present things wouldn't be as organized as other people. It would
Okay.
be a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
So Carol was able to
You
move
brought
things
order.
around,
Yeah.
put it add order.
Yeah.
So for the average person to read it, it wouldn't offend them.
Mm.
They
Love it.
wouldn't walk away too quickly, maybe. Um, Whereas I'd be really paranoid about that type of thing myself. I wouldn't have the confidence at all to write
Yeah.
and expect someone else to be able to get through it and have it sort of coherent. And
Okay. Yeah.
I
And
just know
that's
from college that's the way it was. Like my lectures would have been pointing these things out to me. That scattergun approach was that one of the comments one of my teachers.
a different way of looking at things, I would say. Yeah.
Yes.
And the other thing a lot of people say is there's kind of a healing behind it as well. You're being witnessed. You're basically reading your story. You're going through your experiences with another person, and that could be deeply healing as well. Is that your experience?
Yeah, well, anything that's sort of personal, like some stuff you would like, I could be brushing over, but Carol might say, "Well, what's that all about?" and want a little bit of want you to elaborate, and maybe it's worthy of a chapter or worthy of a paragraph at least.
Hmm.
or an explanation. Well,
Yeah.
some things that you might think are trivial may not be trivial. Um, but it's good that he's listening. You know what I mean? He's not there.
He's
He's
not just correcting your spelling and your order.
exactly,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, let's go back there a second.
Yeah.
So
And with all this going on for the last year and a half, has it impacted you in more than just writing the book, or is there a bigger picture here?
yeah, well, the nature of what we're doing, like I would add a script that I was looking to I suppose I never felt confident enough about it, and I wanted to bring it up to a level where I was confident. So I could, a script is say if you wanted to make a film or wanted to make
Yeah.
something, like a script's vital. That it's the quality there is important to have it. So uh, it was great for that, and it's like in the process itself. I suppose it's like ironing out anything that's resolved or unresolved, and going through little bits and pieces of the story is good. It's
Process.
good. It's a good process. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I find it as a positive. You know.
Yeah. So you found the whole process very helpful, yes?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and also writing in general is like it's a great therapeutic thing also. When I'm away doing my own thing, say in between the sessions as well, like sometimes it doesn't come to me. Like I know I've learned from myself, if I force myself to write, like if I'm not geared up, or if my mind's not racing about
Yeah.
what I want to say,
Yeah.
there's no point. I
Yeah.
could sit in front of this computer for hours and hours, and
Mm.
what will come out will be just rubbish. And
Yeah.
I'll come back the next day and I'll be like, I'm not showing anybody that crap. Whereas sometimes I can go to bed at night and my mind is racing about all the things that I need to say. And the best thing there and then is to get back out of bed and get on the computer and get writing. And then I can look at that the next day and go, wow, that is, I can feel really good about it.
Mm.
So it's a nice thing,
Yeah.
to
I suppose, like you said there, sometimes you can drop more into the emotion, more into the feelings of the story as well, instead of he said, they said.
yes.
Yeah, and it gets in deeper so the reader can feel into what you're actually saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as I stop thinking, and I'm like, as soon as if I'm thinking, it's no good, and if it's just coming out, it's coming out.
I love
So,
it. And then Carl sifts through it and with you, and you keep it or you don't keep it or you tweak it and put it in the right place in the book in order, basically,
yes,
or
absolutely,
whatever
yeah.
order you want it in.
Yes, and
Yeah.
at the start of every session, it's like that. There's chapters. You're going to a particular chapter, and you're either continuing or you're adding in, or you're
Yeah.
like it's not just one
Linear.
thing after
Yeah.
another. Everything is a place, which
Beautiful.
isn't the way I do things now. Which is it's great to have uh
Yeah.
have that order.
And I would
Yeah.
be the same. You need that person to bounce it off. They see the bigger picture. You're given the information, fitting the jigsaw puzzle together.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a name for your book?
Not really, not yet. Like I've always had a title like for like the project I'd been working on, but
Yeah.
like I'm not 100% sure. And I also have different ideas all the time as well, like
Cool.
better titles and things like that. But
Yeah. As you're working through it,
uh, as
have
I'm
you,
working through it, yeah.
yeah, are you thinking of self-publishing, or have you even got that far in your thought process? Are you going to go to a publishing company,
Well,
or what's the
well,
dream?
originally my idea before any of this was a script and a film, and
Okay.
at one point I had assembled cast and crew, and we had put maybe 3 or 4 weeks aside, and I didn't have a lot of money, but and I was expecting to run into trouble, and we did run into lots of trouble. That's just the way it goes. but we got maybe 1 week in to the shoot, and then everything about it wasn't what I had envisioned, and it was too much of it'll be okay, and it wasn't enough of this is what I want. Or, it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it, and I think I pulled the pin maybe about 7 days in, but we still kept shooting for another 3 days, and got some promotional photography and different
Mm.
things done. But I always felt it was sad that it was put aside, and I didn't want it to be one of those coulda, woulda, shoulda things. I want to see it through one way or another
Yeah,
sooner rather than later. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because it can easily just fade away. And
Mm.
I don't want it to be that.
Yeah. No,
I
I hear
think
you.
I'll owe it to myself to follow it
Yeah.
through.
So what you're writing, is it fictional or is it your own story,
Uh,
fictional?
I suppose it's my own life experiences
Yeah.
from important times in my life. You know what I mean? The people and family and friends and relationships and
Hmm.
tough times and good. Like, I suppose uh, that's generally,
Yeah.
and it would have started even before that as like a dream that I would have had when I was very young in my mid-teens. But I always thought of it as something cinematic, and
Yeah.
I always didn't know anything about it. I didn't, and I followed it. Maybe in my later teens, then I started having the ideas that I could add on my own life experiences and
Mm.
what I've seen and stuff like that. So I know that all sounds very vague, and I'm not very been very specific, but I'm a bit like that. I'd be a bit shy, or I wouldn't be as outgoing as, but I'd like to think it's heading in the right direction now, and I'm
Cool.
glad that I have Carol there, and I'm really happy with the way it has gone, and it's moved from there to there basically,
Yeah.
and from what I had before, and
Mm.
it's I'm way more confident. You know what I
So
mean?
Carl has the capacity to go in there and pull that story out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Um,
Get the
always
shyness
like
out of the
I
way.
really do look forward to our sessions, and it's like some weeks I don't have as much done as others, but I really don't beat myself up about it. And Carol, like we're always we always have something to do. Like
Mm.
from like we've probably got a book's worth now anyway, or more than.
Yeah.
But like there'll be a lot of editing, and there's still more that I want to say or uh add in.
Yeah.
So we're on top of things, but there's a bit to go yet, I
Could be a
suppose.
sequel.
Maybe, perhaps. Yeah.
You basically said it there, but one of my questions would be, would you recommend Carl as a right coach and doing this work as healing through writing? Like what's your
Absolutely. I would say anybody that is well, I don't want to say issues, but like everybody's got their own story
Mhm.
and their own past, and I'm sure they've had their own struggles. And um, I would say that alone, it's good to write, full stop. You know, like putting things to bed and ironing things out. Like it's like really important to clear your mind. But like as far as Carol's concerned, is like it just couldn't have worked out better. Meeting him that day, and just when I heard the conversation of what he did, my ears perked up, and I was like, right. And then got talking to him, but like just the process and the nature. Like he's a really easygoing guy. You know what I mean? And great to work with. You know what I mean? He's definitely helped a lot now.
yeah,
Very
and
happy to have him too.
you have a little bit to go yet.
A little bit to go, yes. Yeah,
Yeah. As you said,
absolutely.
you have more to get out. You have to go through the editing as well.
Yeah,
And it's what I hear as well is it's paced. You do it at your own speed. There's no pressure and like, oh, I need to get this done in so much time. It's you that puts that pressure on yourself, really, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And uh, the days or the weeks that I have a lot done or that I'm really excited about what I've wrote, I'm really excited to get Carol to read it or go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear someone else reading your work at the very least, and things that are funny, or they might find humor where you thought there was none.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to uh,
You
for
get the
someone
feedback.
at least one person to be reading what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's nice to.
Well, it gives you that confidence, as you said, and it validates what you're doing actually has a purpose. If it hits on
Yes.
one person, you've got it, there's an audience out there for you, for what you're writing in
Yeah.
whatever guise, whether it's a movie, whether it's a film, whether it is a book. Yeah,
Yeah.
well done. Well done, you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dee.
Yeah. So Rory McGowan,
Yeah.
watch out for Rory and his beautiful creation. So thank you for having this conversation.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dee. Good on you.
Okay. Goodbye for now.